So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Enthusiast. Mourinho's press conference reaction. He literally spoke a few minutes ago. He spoke with Mancini. We're going to focus on what he said. I'm getting nervous. I'm confident but nervous at the same time. And I feel like the majority of us here feel confident but also feel nervous. I feel nervous because I'm aware that if we concede a goal, it's gonna become very complicated. But I'm confident. As much as I am nervous, there's also a very confident side of me, and hopefully that confident side will outweigh my nervous side, as every knockout game. Especially last season when we played Bodo Glimt and we won 4-0. I was hell of a nervous person before that game. And then we managed to win 4-0. Hopefully something spectacular happens tomorrow, but only the future will tell. Right, let's dig into the press conference because it's a fairly long one. He got asked quite a few questions on some players tomorrow, on the match tomorrow, on the opponents tomorrow, some potential lineup tactics, and just the stadium, the environment, what Mourinho is expecting tomorrow. But let's start with one of the most important questions. At what stage are Dybala and Tammy Abraham? Now, Dybala and Tammy are both in a question mark for this game. Who knows if they will start? There have been pictures posted on Roma's social accounts of Tammy wearing a mask. And to be fair, it's a pretty big mask. He basically has this kind of binocular on the eye, which had a little surgery on. Look, if Tammy's feeling it, then start him. Otherwise, I don't know, because you look at the mask he's wearing and his vision will without a doubt be limited. But who knows? Osimhen is doing what he's doing with a mask on. So prime Tammy Abraham incoming. But yeah, this is what Mourinho says on the Dybala and Tammy situation and their fitness and stuff. Let's see tomorrow. For sure, they're not 100%. If they want to help us, then yes, they obviously will start the game. Let's see the solution and what we will decide altogether. All three players, so Dybala, Tammy and Pellegrini, or three doubts. The third one is Pellegrini. Three together is too much. But all three are available to help. I don't know if they will be able to. I don't know if they will be able to start tomorrow's game, but they can help. And I think you look at this, and I'm not sure if they'll start altogether. Hearing these words definitely suggests to me that we will not see one of the three or two of the three. I think Pellegrini starts, and we've discussed this in the match preview. I think Dybala can start. I think the out of the three, the one who's got a bit more doubts on is Abraham. Just because you look at the pictures of his mask and his vision is without a doubt going to be limited. Let's not forget that he did have surgery 2 days ago. He'll be back fine in 10 days. But he still had a surgery 2 days ago. So all of the balls which he hits with his head will be definitely limited. But I don't know. I think it's important what Mourinho said. If they want the help, if they feel like they want to start, if they feel like they want to help, if they feel like they want to get subbed in, that's on them. He's going to give them a call up without a doubt. We'll see all of them three sitting on the bench tomorrow. I think Pellegrini is the one who's going to start tomorrow's game. But other than that, if I think we should start Dybala. I'm definitely feeling as if we should start Dybala. Maybe rest Tammy, but definitely start Pellegrini and Dybala in my opinion. I think starting with Dybala tomorrow, even though if he's not 100% fit, Dybala can create something. Dybala can pull something out from that magic hat. And to be fair, Dybala could also win us tomorrow's game. So definitely risk Dybala in my opinion. Definitely start Pellegrini too. Maybe have a few more considerations about Tammy Abraham. But whoever will take his place will have to be ready. Obviously, it's going to be Belotti because Solbakken is not present in the UEFA list. So yeah, this is what Mourinho said regarding the first question. Moving on, we have a question about Salzburg. Are you expecting a different Salzburg from the first game? This is a good question because it's kind of hard to say and hard to guess how they're going to play tomorrow's game. My take on it is that they're going to try and find an early goal and then close themselves down. We've been dominant in the first leg. I expected a better Salzburg team. I think we can beat them tomorrow, but we have to be careful because they can turn into a very fast side and they can hurt when it comes to counter-attack. So that's definitely the two topics which we have to be extremely careful on. But yeah, that's my take on it. This is what Mourinho thinks. Obviously, they have a 1-0 advantage. It's a minimum advantage, but it's still an advantage. I don't know. It's hard to say. It doesn't seem to me that by their philosophy, they're going to come tomorrow and play for a draw. By their philosophy, they are a team that tries to attack. It will be similar to the first leg with a different fate, hopefully. Because in the first match, the team that had the chance to win and deserved to win was us, and we lost. Let's see if we can do differently tomorrow. So Mourinho expects a similar game to last week's game. And to be fair, look, if we're going to see a game like last week, then we've got even more responsibilities to win tomorrow's game. Because if we play 2 games against them, dominate in both games, and then cannot score one single goal, then that's all and like only our problem. If Mourinho's expecting a game like last week's game, it means Mourinho's expecting Roma to be dominant. I expect us to be dominant too, to be fair. But we just got to find those goals. Because last week, Salzburg weren't amazing. They were a bang average side with a few talents, a few good, interesting players. But overall, they were a bang average side. We were better last week. The problem is, we hate scoring. We have to take your chances. And when Mourinho says hopefully the fate will be different tomorrow, is exactly that. If we play like we played last week, and we're more clinical, with the support of the fans, maybe play better overall, we're going to win tomorrow's game without a doubt. Because I can't see us playing 2 legs, 2 very similar legs, because now we know how they play and not score 1 goal. So that's definitely something to say. I mean, if we are going to play, if they are going to play like they did last week, surely we'll beat them. I can't see 2 similar legs and us not taking advantage of the mistakes they made and kind of us learning from our own mistakes in the first leg. So if it will be a similar game, I highly doubt it will be a similar game. I think they're going to be way more defensive. I think in the first 20 minutes, their pressure is going to be high because they are going to find that early goal. They will want to find that early goal. And we have to be very careful. The attitude in the first 20 minutes tomorrow is going to be key, because if we're still sleeping in the first 20 minutes, that's where they're going to take advantage of our mistakes and score a goal. And the second they score a goal, that's where nothing's impossible, but that's where the most complicated part comes. So that's how Mourinho thinks Salzburg will play tomorrow. We've got 2 more questions to go through. We've got a question about the environment, a question about the fans. We've got a question about Mourinho's future too. Tammy should rest. They will try to put us to bed. We didn't deserve to win. We should have secured we didn't deserve to win. I just think we were more dominant. We deserved the draw. I think that game at 10-0. If I said we deserve to win, then I got it wrong. But we were more dominant. I mean, the stats show it. But it definitely was a 0-0 game. Right. How important will it be to hit the Champions League and to get in the Champions League for your future at Roma? And this is what Mourinho says. The day before the match, I don't want to think about my future. I want to think about tomorrow. It's a non-league match. It's a Europa League game. But inside or outside. And right now, with all honesty, I don't care about my future. The future is tomorrow in this case. I don't want to talk about my situation. Professional. Professional because he's never really, even in press conferences, right, when he's given signals to the ownership, he's never really questioned his future. But on the other hand, he's questioned the ownership. And this is something we discussed earlier today. If you missed it, go watch it. So before such a game, I think it's very professional for a manager to not speak about his future. Because if he were to speak out his future, that will influence tomorrow's performance, that will influence the fans, that will influence the players themselves who work with the manager day in and day out. So this was, without a doubt, the most professional answer. There are going to be more things which Mourinho wanted to say, but didn't say because he didn't want to ruin the ambience that he started creating last weekend when we won against Verona. You know, the preparation for this game started with those comments against the fans on Sunday. I discussed this yesterday. That press conference, without a doubt, gave signals to the ownership, but the big juice of that press conference was preparing the fans and the ambience, because he wants it's going to be a sold out stadium. He wants one of his sold out stadiums, the sold out stadiums which will push him and the team and will just be there, fierce, wild, and all of that. That's what he wants, and he's prepared the ambience last week. So, as much as maybe Mourinho wants to speak about his future right now, Mourinho wants, as we keep on saying, confirmations from his own ownership. He's not going to speak about that now because he's very experienced when it comes to this. He probably knows that speaking about these things before such a massive game will influence the performance of the players and potentially also the attitude of the fans tomorrow at the stadium. And Mourinho is expecting a wild stadium tomorrow. As I just said, he started this this weekend. So he's expecting a wild stadium. It is going to be wild, but he wants it to be wilder than wild. He wants it to be more ready than ready. He wants it to be more fierce than fierce, if you see what I mean. So that's something which I will add. And then the last question is about his comments this weekend. I wanted to ask you if you wanted to go back to the discussion about the fans. What environment do you expect tomorrow? Mourinho says, I finished the lecture the other day saying I apologize because it's not my job. It is I myself who has to be criticized. Tomorrow I expect my team with the right attitude, and this is where I can have a positive influence. We are used to a warm stadium. We are used to a corner that gave us so much last year, mainly in these decisive races like Bodo, Leicester and Vitesse. Sorry, did I say corner? We are used to a stadium that gives us so much last year, mainly in these decisive games like Bodo, Leicester and Vitesse. They have played with us, and if they can do it again, it helps with the intensity of the team. It will be the stadium that they want and that we are capable of building. A team helps with its game to be a more positive or critical atmosphere. What we can control is ourselves. We have always defined the philosophy that the most important match is the next one and then the next one. It's always a process of step by step. As with this competition, you never asked me if you think the Championship or the Europa League is more important. The most important game is tomorrow's competition. The stadium hopes that I understand. The stadium hopes, and I hope they understand, that we give everything, and we will give everything we have to give. And yeah, again, he's preparing the stadium. He wants one of those Leicester, Vitesse, Bodo Glimt stadiums. It's going to be there, without a doubt. It's going to be there. But as much as the fans will play a big part of it, the players also will play a big part of it, because the fans can push you, the fans can prepare your intensity, the fans can kind of tell you to never give up. But at the end of the day, it's not the fans who play. The 11 players are players, and Mourinho expects them with a good attitude. You know, we've been together this past week after the Verona game. We've been together since the day I came, but we've been focusing on this game as soon as the Verona game ended, with Mourinho kind of resembling the team at the center of the pitch with him inside. It's going to be a wild one. It's a very important game. It's a very, very, very important game. Mourinho wants it. The players want it. The fans want it. The ownership want it. The Roma environment wants it. We all want to be in that draw on Friday at lunchtime. We all want to be there. We all want to be picked out of a box. We want to advance to the next rounds. And we all want to give a continuation to last season, which ended in the best ways possible. But yeah, that was Mourinho's press conference reaction, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to have questions, comments, your opinions, your impressions in the live chat, in the comments below. I think we're going to win, mainly because Pavlovic is not playing, says Milos Jovanovic. And honestly, we should try to sign Pavlovic for next season, says Milos. AC9 says, we lost Copa with Cremonese, and now if we lose Europa, that would be a big failure. Do or die, we have to win this. I think, I probably agree with you. But on the other hand, I'd also say it's wrong. If we get thrown out, I'd also say it's wrong to say it's a massive failure. Because at the end of the day, again, due to the Juventus penalisation, but no one would have expected Roma to sit third. And I know that we've got a long way to go. The season doesn't end tomorrow. You know, we could still get thrown out by Europa League and not get top four. And that's where the failure is. But if we get thrown out by the Coppa Italia, which we did, and if we get thrown out by the Europa League tomorrow, but we get top four, I think it would be a massive success. The priority remains top four. But as everyone is saying, and as you just said, we all want to continue our path in Europa League because it's a path which we all want to be in. We don't want to... It's Europa League and Champions League. As much as money and, you know, advancing in the next round brings massive financial benefits, it's about real football emotions. And that's the best part of these tournaments. The best part of these tournaments is exactly that. So, look, I mean, we could get thrown out tomorrow. We could get through to the next round. I really don't know. There's one word which knows what will happen, and that word is future. Only the future knows what will happen tomorrow. I'm confident, and I'm sure everyone here should be confident. I think it's going to be a great match. It's going to be a wild game. If the fans and the players turn up to the stadium both in the right way, I think Salzburg have no chance. The fans are going to turn up in the right way. The question is, will the players turn there in the right way? And I struggle to believe one of the best managers, if not the best managers in the world, has not prepared this game in the right trace, right mindset, right influence. I'm confident, and I've been confident since the ref blew the whistle last week. In fact, if you go back to the live watch along, the first thing I said after we lost that game was I'm confident. I know the stadium too well. I might be wrong, and look, clip this if I'm wrong, but I am confident, and I've said this many times. I've used the word confidence too much in these past weeks. I've used it too much. I think it's time to pose an end to the word confidence. I think it's time to have a good sleep, to travel to the stadium tomorrow and enjoy the game. However it will go, it will go. But obviously, we're going to go through. That's the mindset. But yeah, look, how are we feeling? How are we feeling? Let me know in the comments. I'm about to end the stream. Enjoy Champions League tonight. We've got Inter playing. Italian teams are doing really well in the Champions League. As much as there's obviously a big rivalry between Roma and some teams, especially Napoli. You know, you have to give credits to Italian teams this season. They are doing, they're doing really well in their own Champions League runs. Milan beat Tottenham, Napoli beat Frankfurt. Inter tonight against Porto at home, and then Man City away at Leipzig, which are the twins of Salzburg. Juventus have got a chance tomorrow. We've got a chance tomorrow. Lazio's got a chance tomorrow. You know, all of these teams are bringing the flag of Italy up high. And yeah, I actually hope Inter win. Not just because, you know, carry the Italian flag up high, but because the more they advance into the Champions League, the more they will waste energies. And that could be a big factor when it comes to us reaching top four. Simon, if we were knocked out by top 4 or 5 clubs, I'll be okay. But Cremonese and now Salzburg. I agree. I totally agree with you. But what I'm saying is the priority does remain top 4. I would love to win Europa League. I would love to advance to the next round. But I do think when the Fredkins kind of designed the project to Mourinho, the second season was all about reaching top 4. So if we reach top 4, but then get thrown out by Salzburg and got thrown out by Cremonese, I'd still think it's a massive success. But I fully agree with you. But yeah, look, I'm not going to drag it any further because there's really not much we can say. We've got a game in basically 24 hours, one of the biggest games of the season. And yeah, as Julius Caesar once said, Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I won. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the link of the channel with your families and friends. If you're feeling like you want to be, you want to have a good impact on the world, feel free to click the first link in the description below and have a little donation to the rescue services which are working after the devastating earthquake in Turkey and Syria. It's a great cause, so if you're feeling like it, then definitely do it. And yeah, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you there very soon. Simon out. Sleep tight tonight, because it's going to be a big one tomorrow. Vlog coming tomorrow. In fact, it's the last time we'll see each other before tomorrow's game. So, confidence, confidence, confidence. We're going to be in that draw on Friday. Simon out.